My name is Geoff Cunfer. I'm an environmental historian in the history department at the University of Saskatchewan. And over many years I've been working on developing kind of an innovative set of methods for historical research that mixes history and geography. This is typically referred to as historical GIS, or historical geographic information systems analysis. And over the last 6 or 8 years we've created a historical GIS lab here on campus that is doing more and more research, much of it in the area of environmental history, in the area of historical geography. Historical GIS is built around a geographical tool. Geographic Information Systems is a kind of computer-based mapping and spatial analysis system. It combines information about where places are located along with attributes that describe those places. And it's all built into a specialized database program that is capable of creating sophisticated analytical maps. GIS is used very widely in many different disciplines. People have typically encountered it through Google Maps, through Google Earth, but it's used in many different parts of the world. In history, we're really focusing on spatial relationships in the past and using historical GIS as a way to understand the geographic component of historical change. Some examples of projects that we've done, for example, are to map census data. Typically, governments have collected information about people in their nations on a regular basis, every 5 years, every 10 years. And some of the census data sets in the developed world now go back 200 years or more. We're able to map these data and to look at changing trends in land use, in population structures, and many different aspects of social and economic life that are amenable to long-term mapping from a historical perspective. Another major part of historical GIS is to digitize archival maps. So when historians go into the archives, they're mostly thinking about looking for textual information that helps them understand what happened in the past for documents. But often we also come across maps that can be very rich sources of information about how historical processes played out and where and what the relationship between space and time has been. And so by digitizing archival maps, we can bring them into a GIS format that allows much more sophisticated analysis, and it actually kind of unlocks historical maps for analysis that was never possible before. The lab also does historical cartography. We help historians design and create maps for their publications, for books and journal articles. And we've been training graduate students through the history department's master's and Ph.D. program. We have about a half-dozen students, grad students at any one time, who are learning how to use geographic information systems for their own historical research. And the students have come up with many different innovative ways to use these methodologies to advance the historical profession. So the Historical GIS Lab at the University of Saskatchewan is one of very few in the world that brings together sophisticated geographic analysis and sophisticated historical analysis research methods with a focus especially on environmental history.